Yeah. You know what it is. Another classic episode of the Mill Experience. We back, baby. I've been in Indianapolis for a couple of days, man, for doing some filming out there. But we back. We back doing major things this summer with my special guest. Before I introduce my guest, guys, I want to thank you guys for liking and subscribing to the channel. We're currently at 1,134 subscribers. Hey, guys, keep pushing that subscribe button. Keep promoting us. Keep telling your friend, another friend, another friend, another friend about us. Keep liking, keep sharing, keep commenting, everything. It's all love, baby. All right, man, let's get to my guest, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to turn up with the energy and turn up with the laughs. Tonight on the Mill Experience, I'm honored to welcome a man who's making major moves in the world of comedy. My guest, he's raw, real, ridiculously funny. From sold out shows to viral clips, my guest brings a unique voice to the stage that's rooted in the truth, culture, and pure humor. Whether he calling out madness in society or sharing stories that make you say facts. He keeps it 100 every time. So let's get ready for a real conversation with a real comedian. My homeboy, my classmate, class of 2002, Mandarin High in Jacksonville, Florida, baby. Malcolm Hall. What's up, Mal?
What's going on, man? Appreciate you having me.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, bro. It's a long time happening, bro. How you feeling out there in LA, man?
Man, feeling poor, man. It's expensive as hell out here, man.
Hey, you cheap, not broke, though, right?
Exactly. Cheap, not broke, man. People are like, well, how you make it out here? I said, man, I drive Uber, I recycle cans, and I work 40 hours a week. And man, you can't sleep out here.
Bro, I heard it's crazy out there, man. Tell me what's for rent-wise, what would be cheap, considered cheap?
So I'll be honest. So I just moved. I moved last year. I was in my studio apartment for 10 years.
Yeah.
I moved in at $725. I moved out at $800. My rent went up $75 in 10 years.
Damn, that really ain't bad, man. That's like here in South Carolina, dude. That's
not bad.
In South Carolina.
Yeah, it depends on kind of person you are. If you want to, if you person, you need all the nice things. You need to be on the 15th floor, sky rise. You need the sunrise and all that. Yeah, you're gonna pay about $5,000 a month.
Yeah.
But if you want to live on the first floor and you want to save some money and make it happen, you're gonna be on eat dollar tacos on Friday nights. You're gonna be on you gotta go the other way. So it just depends on where your money at, because people want to live that LA life out here. You don't have to.
So let's get into some current events right now. Everything that everybody talking about. Let's talk about what everybody talking about. All right. Let's start off with your boy Diddy, man. What you think about that situation, man? You think he's going to get off? The final verdict should be by the end of this week. What you think is going to happen?
Oh no, they can't let him go. We can't let this Negro go. No, sir, we can't. We can't. That'll be a bad example. We got to set a precedent. We can't let this Negro go. Oh no, even if he didn't do nothing, we still got to keep it, dog. This is America. Yeah. So, he's not getting off. I don't think they're gonna throw him under the jail. I think he's gonna get less time than what people expect, but he's going to go to jail. I mean, because then if he didn't go to jail, that make the feds look stupid, and they're not about to have that.
Right.
They spent too much money on the case to let a man walk. So,
but let's keep it 100 though, man. You think he done anything that's criminal? Oh, he just seemed like a freak.
I mean, yeah, he seems like a freak. He did some abuse and all that. But we're talking about the sex trafficking, I thought he was running 100 girls across state lines.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. I thought Diddy had you remember the bus he taking football? I thought he had a bus one of those girls.
So did I, dude. So did I. Even with the baby oil, man. I thought he was struggling with the baby oil or something, man. That dude just had legit baby oil, man. He's just a freak.
He's a freak. And where everybody else, I want to know who else helped him, because he didn't go down to Costco and get all that baby oil. He didn't clean it up. Somebody, that's a whole operation that man had running.
Right.
Who was making the phone call? Who was getting the sandwiches? Because I know they were eating in there. Somebody had to get hungry. So who's getting all this stuff? That's what I want. I just want to know if this couldn't have been a Diddy situation. Diddy and them. Where are them at?
I agree, bro. So hey, let's talk about your girl B Simone, man. She hurt my heart with this, bro. This episode said she feels broke. Now she got to shop at H&M. I love H&M. I shop at H&M. It's two places I shop at that I love: H&M and Express for Men. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you rich now? Express for Men.
I ain't no rich man. I just got good taste, baby.
Okay, I go to Express. See, this is what I do. I go to Express. I take the picture. Then I head on over to Temu. I say, Temu, can y'all do this for me? They say, yep.
Yeah. Now you the king of cheap but not broke, man. Explain the situation to Mika, man. She made me feel some type of way about this. I love H&M.
So I think with her situation, First off, she says she shops at Bloomingdale's. If you've been to Bloomingdale's and Express, not the same thing. You're not even looking for the same type of clothes. So that makes like you might just be talking. Because anybody know Bloomingdale's is a whole nother night and day experience from Express.
Right.
So and then for her to be crying broke, I'm like, at one point this lady said she don't date men with 9 to 5. She only want men that
I remember that. I remember that.
Well, listen, you better go get that man to pay the bills because you sound like you're falling behind. And what you doing with your money? What are you doing with your money? Because once you get to a certain place in life, you start showing off. People don't feel bad for you.
Right.
Like Floyd Mayweather could never go broke. They'll never feel bad for him.
Right. Right.
So I think she need to get it together. But in situations like that, in her situation, you know a lot of people. You can make money off of relationships. You don't have to go find a new job. Just go look for some new opportunities.
Right. I agree. Hold on for a minute. Cut this off. So earlier we talked about Charleston White, man. You say he's bad for black people. I honestly don't feel that way. What's your thoughts on? You think he's good for comedy since he entered in the comedy realm, or you think he's just good for social media?
I think he's good for social media. I don't know. I can't stand on his stand-up abilities. Yeah. I haven't heard anything about that because some guy, anybody can get on stage in a comedy club. But then there's those who really do this night in and night out.
Right.
But I'm not going to knock anybody for opportunities to make money. That's, I mean, because if you can't make money, what you going to do? Steal. So I can't hate on that. That's how he gets his money. That's fine. He makes relevant points, but I think he talks a lot of garbage. And for somebody who can't decipher all that trash, you might believe everything. We're smart enough to know, okay, this is a good point. This is some garbage he's throwing out. So I don't dislike him. I'm just not a huge fan. But if he makes a good point, I'll tune in and listen.
Well, one thing I'm gonna say about him, man, I love him. I love what he stands for because the way he's delivering the message. If you look at him from the beginning, he even said, man, I was going this brother route. Nobody was paying me. There's no attention. When I started talking like the ignorant rapper, doing that ignorance, he kind of sprinkled in this point he's trying to get in there. So I like how he's delivering the message because he's talking some real shit. But you probably just don't like the way he's delivering. But in it, between that raw shit, that bullshit, he got that raw shit in there. You know what I'm saying? He got that real shit.
I can't argue with that. You can't argue with the truth. The truth is the truth. It don't matter how it come to you. You can't argue with the truth. Now, how it's delivered, that's on you if you don't like how it came to you. But the truth is the truth. And he does give you the truth. I can't argue with that.
So a couple months ago, we had Junior from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. Shout out to Junior. What's up, baby? How you doing, man?
Shout out to Junior.
Yeah, man. That's my boy, brother. We was talking about internet comedians. And he was saying how he don't respect them because they haven't put in the grind. You're a legit comedian. You actually on stage. How do you feel about these guys being these comedians, new age comedians, doing these skits or whatever, and then step on the stage and they bombing? What's your thoughts on these internet comedians?
I think that's for the people who bought tickets to say, not me. I didn't buy no tickets, so I can't sit there and judge. Now you paid that $40, $50, man. This was some bullshit. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. I shoot sketches and stuff. The editing is a lot of work. It does take some work, just like it takes work to go out night after night, craft a joke, tell it 6, 7, 10 times till you get it right. Everybody's doing work. I think it's the older school comedians who feel that way. But the guys who are coming up now, you have to do both.
Right.
But
I will say this about you, Mal.
Huh?
You've been doing this before the internet, though, right?
I started before the internet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's the difference between you. You've been on that stage before this internet thing started popping off, before these sketches things start popping off.
But you got to get with the times, man. Whatever's working, you got to do it. So, like right now, my class of comedian does not have Comic View. We don't have Last Comic Standing.
Right.
I will not get an opportunity to get on cable TV to be seen like some of the predecessors in the 90s and the 2000s.
Right.
So doing the sketches allows you to be seen by our audience. So that's all everybody's trying to do is be seen. Right. And that's the new way to be seen is to get on your phone. You can't sit around and wait for a TV. Wait on Comic View if you want to. It's not coming.
Right.
So, and then now you can also put up a bunch of stand-up clips, but what are you doing? Putting videos on the internet, are you not?
That's true.
You're doing the same thing. Yes, you're still doing stand-up, but just like the internet comedian, you got to sit your ass at home, edit all this stuff, and put it out to the world. It's the same thing. So I don't have a problem with it. Now, if you're trash on stage, I didn't buy a ticket. I ain't got no problem with it.
Right,
But it'll
right,
get
right,
out there. I'm not gonna book you on my show and pay you. No, but
right.
it is what it is. People got to eat. I can't get upset how you getting your money.
Are you single?
No, I'm
You're not
engaged.
single. All right. So this I still ask you this question. What are you thinking about? Well, we both. So are you married or are you in a relationship?
I'm in a relationship, getting married.
Okay. Congratulations, man. Congratulations. When's
Thank
the
you,
wedding?
thank you. Oh,
When's the
when's the
wedding?
wedding? It's supposed to be 2026. We're trying to get an exact date, but it's gonna be next year.
Supposed to be.
Yeah. Well, we got to get a date.
I got you.
Yeah,
I
we're
got you.
trying
I
to
got you.
get that venue locked down.
I got you. I got you, big dog. Congratulations. Well, I'm married.
Thank you.
You engaged, man. So what do you think about this new age of dating in 2025? I'm glad I'm out the game, bro. Because right now these women are just, I don't know, bro. What's your thoughts? Is this you see on social media? What's your thoughts on everything?
I mean, I was a part of it. Dating on the apps. I've done it. I know how all that goes.
Yeah.
I think, man, I was telling somebody I can imagine having to pay for Ubers. Like,
Wow.
back
Yeah.
then you didn't have to pay for no Uber. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, you want to come over tonight? Well, shoot, it's about $40. I don't know. About $40. Shoot, let me tell you this. This is what we're gonna do. It's 6:30. Give me an hour. I'm gonna see if the Uber come down.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
do, I'm gonna send you one. So you got to spend extra money on the Ubers.
Yeah,
Two,
man.
you might be out with a girl who's always on her phone. That would irritate me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I take you out to
Yeah.
dinner. You're on the phone taking pictures, and then I pay for everything. You don't want to put me in the picture. No. You need to let everybody know who paid for this. Put me in that picture.
Right. Right.
So
Now they want to take pictures of the food. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Not even that, dude. Check this out, man. These girls now, man, they want to go to Ruth Chris on the first date, man. I got to know you first. I can't spend that cash on you. I got to get to know you first, sweetheart. I'm not
Salisbury steak on the first date, baby.
There you go. Yeah.
We're not gonna do that. Nah, we can't do no Ruth Chris on the first date. I think first date, you should probably do you try to figure out if you like somebody or not. I don't want to be stuck at dinner with you for 2-3 hours.
Word.
I'd rather do something fun. Like if it's not working out, we can just go our separate ways.
Right.
I'd rather go do an activity. I'm not going out to eat first date. I would prefer to do an activity. So
me and my wife on our first date, we went out to a movie. But before we went to that movie, we met in the parking lot of the movie. She drove her car. I drove mine. I went in just to make her feel comfortable. I went and sat in her car. We talked for a minute before the movie started. Went to go see the movie. After the movie, sat in the parking lot again and chatted up, man. Got to know each other. You know what I'm saying? Get to know each other first, guys. 2025, men and women, get to know each other first, man. You ain't got to press nobody on the first date, dude.
No.
And don't go broke. Cheap, not broke, baby.
Don't go. Hey, man, like people against the coffee date. What's wrong with the coffee date? We don't need all that. You can get to know somebody. First meet up, I say about 30 minutes. You're going to know 30 minutes. I know if I'm going to want to see you again. It ain't going to take me that long.
Right.
Because like you said, y'all had a great conversation. If the conversation ain't kicking off, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up and go on about my night.
Right.
I'm going to call my backup.
Man, go meet at an ice cream parlor or something, man. Just get to know each other, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And dudes, I'm gonna tell you another thing, Mal. I feel sorry for. I got daughters, and I feel sorry for these men coming up, man. Because some of these cats here, it's like the roles are reversed. It's like the guys want to be the women, and the women want to be the men. What you think about that, bro?
Man, that's a. I think some guys have been. I think every man has experienced a girl like really looking out for you, buying you stuff. That's nice. That's not the norm, though. You know that's not the norm. Every now and then you meet a real generous woman.
Yeah.
Buy you things, look out for you. But as you know, that come with some kind of some conditions.
Right.
And I'm not a fan of that. Oh, I did this now. You owe me your time.
Right.
I don't like all that, so I don't want you
like
doing
that either.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of that. And those men who want those women to do that, they're kind of controlling. God bless. I miss Kevin Samuels, man. That dude used to give you nobody can deliver it like him.
Yeah, man. He kept it 100, man. He kept it 100, man.
And he had enough. He was in a place where people would listen. Because some guys, you're not gonna want to. If you're 22, I'm not gonna want to hear that from
you. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think definitely the roles are reversed. Some of the women, you see the women proposing to men. Nah,
that's wild right there.
That's wild right there. I don't know any guy that would let that happen.
I couldn't let that happen, man. I probably feel flattered, but looking at that, I'm like, nah. I gotta propose to you. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I feel like if a woman proposes to the man, I feel like that man really don't want to be in that relationship. That's just
Right.
how I'm thinking. Because the man should already have his mind made up. Hey, I want to marry this woman. I already knew I wanted to marry my wife after 4 months of being together. I knew she was the one. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Or
So
some
in
of these
my
women
mind,
and
I'm setting
patient.
up. I'm gonna propose to her. I'm already setting up for that
Right.
next year. I'm gonna do a proposal. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. And and the things that come along with being a married man, I don't know if you want to, she's signing you up. I didn't sign myself up for
Right,
this.
right,
I'm
right,
like, nah, that's something you gotta sign yourself up for. Nobody can
right.
sign you up for that. You're
It's
not
feel
gonna like it.
forced. It feel forced, man.
It does.
Before we get on your background, I'm gonna ask you one more thing, man. So I'm gonna talk about. I want to know your thoughts about Cardi B and Stephon Diggs, right? I feel like this. Check this out. Stephon Diggs, look, we all know Cardi B background. We know what type she is. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna call out her name, but it is what it is. We know what time it is, right? Stephon Diggs spending money on getting a castle. I understand you trying to show off, but bro, come on, man. This is just a fun time, man. Don't go broke trying to impress somebody you really know you ain't gonna see your future with. What you thought about? What's your thoughts on this?
Man, Stephon Diggs like the leftovers, man. He always dating somebody good.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he don't even let the leftovers cool off. He want them next day. You break
bro.
up the
Check this out.
Stephon with the next day. I
I
don't know
can't
what
take
that's
a
about.
chick. I can't take a chick seriously that let me smash while she's pregnant with another man, baby.
Yeah, that's nasty.
You putting that man. You got that man spirits entering inside you, touching your child, your unborn child.
And he got the kind of money he can go get anybody he want.
That's what I'm
He
saying.
ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
And two, him being in the league, he already got in trouble with the pink stuff.
Right. Right.
Last time I don't know if it was no Pepto Bismol. They ain't
Right.
said that. So he already got in trouble with the pink stuff. You're on the backside of your career with the Patriots. That ain't the place to do that.
Right.
That's not the place to do that.
If
We've
Belichick
seen
was still, his ass be gone.
He'll be gone. He'll be gone. And
Yeah.
he was hurt last year.
Right.
He didn't put up them kind of numbers
Right.
for somebody to stick around. So fresh out of Buffalo, he could have pulled that, but Houston got rid of him. Patriots got rid of him. He's probably not going to get another big contract. He has to put up some crazy numbers.
Right.
So just that where he's at in his career, I don't think is a good idea. That was what he's doing now. That should have something he should have pulled in Buffalo.
Exactly.
Not now.
Even in Houston, man. Even in Houston when he was healthy.
Right.
All right. So tell us how you got into comedy. Was it a moment or a person or just something that you always wanted, that you knew you wanted to be in?
Man, it was some people. Because, I used to goof off in high school and
I
everybody.
remember. Dude, you used to remind me of Chris Tucker, man. My head, I used to think, man, they can't sound and act like Chris Tucker, man.
I used to get that a lot, but
Yeah.
I kind of found myself, so I don't get that as much. But yes, I used to get a whole lot of that.
Yeah.
Some friends in college, they're like, man, you know what? You should go try doing stand-up comedy. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I should give it a shot. And then they ended up taking me down to the comedy club, and I went up, loved it, and I've been at it ever since.
Wow.
My first actual time just getting on stage, we needed some money. We were trying to run a contest to go to a party, and we needed some gas money for the truck. I said, well, shit, I win. We get the money. We good.
Yeah.
So I ended up not winning. I went up there and read this crazy poem. It was really funny, but I wouldn't call that my first time attempting stand-up comedy because I didn't go up there to do a set. I just went up there to, kind of be funny.
Gotcha. Who were your biggest influence growing up in comedy?
Oh man, let's see. Bernie Mac, man. Bernie Mac is the best to do it. He's super original. Who else did I like growing up? Bernie Mac, of course. Watch a lot of Eddie Murphy, and who else was really funny to me growing up? I didn't watch a lot of
Chris Tucker, dude. You used to act like
Yeah,
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. Yeah, I give you Chris Tucker. Chris Tucker as well.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, as time has changed, people I like has changed now. Like Ali Sadiq is my favorite right now.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, he's really hot right now. He's my favorite guy. I like Bill Burr. I like, and there's a bunch of guys that people just haven't heard of because I watch so much comedy. I'm in the club, so it's a lot of people that I just know personally. I think are really, really good. They just haven't had an opportunity to get exposed.
Bro, you know who a lot of people sleep on? In my opinion, I think this is one of the top. He's in my top 3. Sinbad.
Oh yeah, Sinbad's top. Yeah, Sinbad because Sinbad didn't cuss. He was very funny, always original. Sinbad did a lot. I mean, and that's the thing about comedy, man. People forget it. Unless you stay in people's face, people tend to
Yeah,
forget
people
about
they
what
forget about it, man. Because whenever I hear people name their top 5 comedians or top 3, I like Bill Burr too. I love Bill Burr, but I never hear Sinbad. I'm like, y'all see, I'm gonna tell you mine. My top 3 is Sinbad, uh, Eddie Murphy, and Bernie Mac.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy. I mean, Eddie Murphy was good at everything.
Yeah,
Everything he did, he was the best.
yeah,
Everything he did, he was the best at it. Some people
right,
do stuff, but they're good, but they're not great. He was great at everything he did.
right, right,
So, yeah, I
right.
definitely think Eddie Murphy was a big one. Richard Pryor. But you just got so many people, a lot of people
Yeah,
out.
man. Yeah.
So,
You said that wasn't when you did it, when you got on stage to get the gas money, you said that wasn't your first time. So tell me about your first time on stage and let's be real. Did you do good or not?
no, I did good. I did okay. I did
Okay.
good. I got some laughs. I was talking really, that's when the Chris Tucker stuff came out. I was talking super fast.
Yeah, okay, okay.
And
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember
yeah,
it used to be like that.
yeah, I used to talk really fast. And now when I get upset, I still do. I still have those tendencies. I just kind of got it under control
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But I was talking really, really fast. I got some laughs. It went well, and say I got to get back to it.
Yeah,
I
man.
started off in Greensboro, North Carolina. Then I moved out to LA, like 4 years later.
Okay. Where do you pull your material from? Real life, imagination, or just pure chaos?
Real life and chaos. Real life and chaos.
Yeah,
I like to talk about. I like to talk about myself because those are the jokes people can't steal. Like
right,
personal
right,
experiences. Because what are the odds somebody's living the same life as you? None.
right,
It's usually when you talk about that topical stuff. Like when Diddy went down, a ton of Diddy jokes, whole lot of Diddy party jokes, because that's easy stuff to pick on because
right,
everybody knows about it. So a topic you hear a comedian talk about a lot is like dating, different things like that, sex, because it's relatable. But talking about, I try to talk about my family, my personal experiences, and just hell, I talk about being cheap, saving money too. I talk
yeah,
about that on
man.
stage. So that's a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
part of my life and how I
Yeah.
feel. So, yep, I just try to draw from my real personal experiences.
Now you mentioned something. You mentioned something about you talk about your life because you don't want other comedians stealing your joke. Is that a big thing in the comedy world? Did you realize after the Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams interview that there was so much conflict behind the scenes in black comedy?
I think at that level, it's like
Yeah,
that. But where
yeah.
I'm at, man, people just trying to make it.
Right,
So, and you
right,
need, I can't afford where I'm at to have no bad blood because you don't know who's going to be able to provide opportunity to you
right, right,
for you.
right,
Like I might, you might get it. You might have a guy you don't like, but he thinks you're funny, but y'all not cool like that.
right,
Years later, he might hit you up and take you on the road
right,
because you can go on the road with any comedian can call me and I can go on the road with him. Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle. Hey man, I got a spot. Can you be in this city next Friday? And that's how you get it going. So I think I wasn't aware of all that beef like that. So I had no idea what was going on. As far as stealing jokes, I don't really think it's a big. For me, this is how I look at it. Your average comedian to make a living, you got to at least be able to do 30 to an hour worth of comedy. You
right,
can't steal 30 minutes worth of jokes. You just
right,
can't.
right.
You're not going to be able to make a living. Now, and when you hear about it, you always hear somebody stole a joke. They didn't steal a set.
That's what I was about to say. TK Kirkland says he doesn't care about somebody stealing a joke as long as you don't steal my set. That's a
Right.
difference.
Long as you're not
Right,
doing like my mannerisms. I'm
right,
like,
right,
wait a damn minute.
right,
That's a lot
right.
of me. Now, if
Yeah,
somebody just take a bit of yours, what you gonna do? Beat them up, or you could. The worst thing you can probably do, you get banned.
right, right,
Copyright the joke and try to sue somebody.
right,
Man, you'll be the worst comedian on earth. I don't know how you can recover from that, but that's the only way to prevent it from really happening. Just like in hip hop, you take somebody's song and sample it, you're getting sued, and
right,
nobody has a problem with it.
right.
You can't do that in comedy. It's against whatever reason. It's against the rules. You will look really bad.
Do you write your own material down or you just freestyle until something stick?
Oh no, you gotta write. You gotta write.
Okay,
I
okay,
freestyle because I write a lot of material. Sometimes I do 30, 45 minutes, and some of them jokes got a lot of pieces and it's like a puzzle. So you got to
right,
put it all together. This joke ties to this joke. Now, some nights I go up there and freestyle. When I'm hosting, I'll go freestyle. I'm doing like a bar show, or I'm doing a show where I'm not getting paid, I'll freestyle. But some shows, like I'm doing a 45-minute set, I'm prepared.
Have you ever bombed on stage? And if you have, how was that experience?
Many times, shit, I bombed a couple weeks ago. I mean, it just it's a tough. Okay, so bombing in front of Black people, they're just gonna start talking.
Yeah.
They're not gonna boo you.
Yeah.
They're just gonna start talking amongst themselves, and you're gonna they're gonna ignore you.
Yeah.
Black people ignore you. The only time you get booed is when you say something that people don't like.
Right.
Now, if you say something offensive and they don't like it, you get booed. But if you're just not funny, oh well.
What's the most what do you consider offensive in comedy? What I mean, because it's comedy, it's subjective.
It is subjective.
Yeah.
Like some guys do rape jokes. I don't touch on that. That's not my thing.
That's
but
dark.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Some people got some good ones. They are funny.
Bill Burr does.
Yeah.
He has a little dark comedy. Some people
got the gift. They can take that kind of stuff and make it funny. I'm not one of them cats. But they'll sit up there. I've heard some good ones. Say, man, that's real funny. That's not funny. People do racist jokes. I'm Black. I don't find it all funny, but I know a good joke.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but that's funny. That's a good joke. Right. So I think once you can decipher a good joke, and then somebody just being offensive, you'll be all right. And people pay to see who they like. If you like, I'll put it like this: the same people going to see Bill Burr are probably not the same people going to see Sinbad. Two different crowds.
I agree.
Sinbad's clean. Sinbad can go do a church. Bill Burr cannot.
Right.
So you want to hear two different things. So it depends on who the comedian you like is what you're going to hear.
Right.
But know what you're going for.
Right.
Now
you from Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
What made you move to LA? Better opportunities?
Yeah, better opportunity. I graduated from college. I couldn't find a job.
What college you graduated from?
North Carolina A&T.
Okay. My cousin went there. Yeah.
Yep.
What year?
2010.
What year you went?
I went 2006.
Okay, she was going then. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, went there. When did I move to LA?
Why do you move to LA for better?
Right. Yeah. So I started comedy in North Carolina, and I felt like I kind of hit a ceiling, and I couldn't find a job.
Right.
So I came to visit some friends initially when I moved to Los Angeles. I came to visit the first time July 4th, 2013, and I moved in October. So I moved like 3 months later. I stayed on a friend's floor for like 3 months until I got an apartment.
Okay.
So you got to be on that hustle, as you know. To being in this space is not. You really got to put a lot of hours into it, and and that blind faith, you got to see it long before it happens. You got to know it's going to happen long before anything really does happen. So that's kind of like with LA. I moved out here. I got my first movie maybe 2 months I got out here. It's called Desperate Losers. It wasn't a big time movie, but a little independent film. I got that. As you saw, Divorce Court. So I've been on Divorce Court.
Nice about that. Hold on. I'm out. When I saw that, I was looking at it, I said, yo, that cat looks familiar. I told my wife, because they use a different name, didn't they?
Yeah, they use a different name.
I told my wife, I said, hold on, that ain't his name, dude. I went to school with that cat, man. And I went on Facebook. I said, yo, that's when I hit you up. You know what I'm saying? I said, yo, that Malcolm, man, what the hell you doing on Divorce Court? So tell us, first of all, I got so many questions. All right. First of all, is it legit? Second of all, how was you able to get on Divorce Court? And was that your actual wife on Divorce Court? So
first thing, yes, that's my actual fiance. Okay. So yeah, that's who I'm actually getting married to. 2, is it real? No, it's not real. I made that whole story up. We wrote that. Did you make it up just to get on the show, or the show was already made? We made it up to get on the show. Okay. Yeah. So you got to write a story or have you need to be entertaining. You can't just go up there. She cheated on me. That's boring. You got to have, because we got. They don't check actual documents, like y'all went to the lawyer and got these documents to get a divorce. No. Bro, if that was the case, they go down to the courthouse and just record that. That's
Right.
boring.
Yeah.
Nah, you got to give us a story. We
Yeah.
need to have some layers to this stuff. So, and you're up, and the show is 30 minutes. So you need to have 30 minutes worth of story to cover the time.
Right.
So how do we get on it? I think I saw the audition and I submitted and they hit me up.
Right.
And then I asked, she's never been on TV, never done any acting. I said, hey, look, we got an opportunity to make some money. I'm gonna need you to roll with me on this. And she was cool with it. We flew down to Atlanta. We taped the show in a day and flew back home the next day.
Did they fly you guys out? Did they let you stay in a hotel? They pay for everything?
Yep. They fly you out, pay for everything, pay you. You come in and tape. And as soon as you're done taping, they send you right back to the airport to go home.
How much do they pay you guys?
It's like $500. Not a lot of money.
Each or together?
Yeah. Each.
Hey, man, quick little hustle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you one. You was on another course show. Then I think I seen you in something else, like sitting in the audience.
I was on Judge. Was it Maybelline? Judge Maybelline? Yep.
That's how I knew it was fake. I said, hey, man, this dude on another course show. He in the audience. I said, this shit ain't right, man.
Yep, I've been in the audience. I've done 2 court chases. I've been on, I've done some background work on a couple of shows. I've been in the Baby's video.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. That's my next question.
Yeah.
How did you land that, and how was that experience?
Man, I got an email that morning. I just didn't have nothing to do that day. And it said, music video suit, $150 for the day. I said, all right, this is not far. I'll come out. And then I got there. I had no idea what the Baby's video until he walked in. Yeah. Because they don't tell you that kind of stuff. Right. They don't want people getting all, shell shocked on who it is.
Right.
And it was dope because he was the director. He directed the whole thing himself.
Wow. What was the name of the song? I forgot the name of the song. I know I seen the video. What was the name of the song?
Oh, man. I forgot.
You forgot? We'll look it up. Don't worry about it. We'll look it up. So LA is really beneficial for you right now. What's the goal? What's the goal point? I know you're trying to make it big. You got an agent and anything? What's going on?
Yeah, I got an acting agent. Trying to get a comic agent for being a comedian. The goal is to try to get on the road and build an audience. But as you know, you need a fan base. Right. I don't care. You don't have a fan base, you're not going nowhere. Right. If you don't have people who want to pay to see you, who are watching you, who are interested in what you're doing, you're not going nowhere. I don't care how talented you are. You're just not going nowhere. So right. I got to work. I'm working on building a fan base. That's why I'm constantly putting out content, putting out videos, doing shows. I have my own show I host once a month in Long Beach. Yeah, you got to keep putting that content out, man. But the goal is to get an audience.
What's the biggest lesson in comedy has taught you about people?
Get paid up front.
Wow.
Because yeah. Some people won't pay you, man. You will not pay you. You will not get paid sometimes. So and learn that and learn the art of comedy. Anybody can be funny, but comedy is an art form, and you really need to understand the art of comedy to be good at it.
Right. Mm-hmm. With social media and cancel culture, do you feel comedians have to walk on eggshells more now?
Nah, not really. Because your audience is coming to see you. If you're big time and famous, that's one thing. But on the come up, you could say some stuff to turn people off. But once people start realizing who you are and what you bring to the table, they're coming for you. Some people come for that offensive comedy. They like that.
Right.
So there's a lane for everything. People like, well, Dave Chappelle's the best comedian in the world. Does he speak Chinese? Because you got a billion Chinese people. They like comedy too. But if you speak no Chinese, then what? So, comedy's everywhere. You got comedy in all countries, different languages. So I aspire to travel the world doing comedy outside the United States because I travel a lot.
What's things people don't know about Malcolm Hall?
I'm an accountant. That's my day job. So
yeah, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, I'm a real accountant. Okay. That is my day job. So people have no idea I do that. That's where a lot of Cheap Not Broke comes from. A lot of stuff I talk about there. What else is something about me? Shit. I'm training for a marathon.
Word.
So I'm running marathon.
I saw you running. I saw your story today on social media, man. So what's the marathon you running?
I'm running the Long Beach Marathon in October. I've ran one before, so I do run. Okay. I'm not lifting what you lifting. Hell no. I just got to 225. Just got to 225 in March. Yeah. So, but I still like to compete and do different things competitively. So I'm going to run a marathon. My ultimate goal is to do an Ironman.
Okay, word.
That's
What's
that's
up.
a whole lot of training, but it's going to happen.
Are you you still a Jaguar fan, or you a Rams fan since you out in LA?
Man, you know what? I'm on the bandwagon, bro. I'm everywhere.
You with the winning team, pretty much,
I'm
right?
a winning team, man. I'm just on the bandwagon.
LA.
Hurricane. Now, Miami Hurricanes is my squad. Miami Hurricanes is
Oh
my
yeah.
squad.
Really, they
3-2.
still are, huh? You
Yeah,
know,
still.
Hurricanes been a shit when we was in school, man. They garbage now, man.
Hold up, man. Hold up. We just had
They
first round.
garbage, man. They garbage, man.
Hold on. We just had a first round pick.
Cam
Okay,
Ward ain't gonna do nothing, bro. Y'all play in the ACC. The ACC ain't got no talent.
you don't
No
think
talent at
him?
all, bro.
Wait, hold on. Let me sit up in the chair.
I can
You don't
quarterback
think
in the
he's gonna do
ACC,
nothing?
bro.
Huh?
I can quarterback in the ACC.
Okay, yeah, okay, all right. So I'm not gonna lie, ACC is not what it used to be because honestly, the ACC is propped up by Florida State, Miami, and Clemson.
Yeah.
We prop it up. I was talking to somebody. I don't know if the ACC is going to be around in 10 years.
I believe it. Hey,
I don't know
I
because
agree.
the SEC, Big Ten, they need to break it all up. It really they got to get smaller conference. The SEC is too big, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about it. The SEC, you got your top half. Your Vanderbilts don't matter. Your who else? Who else in the SEC don't matter?
Vanderbilt
Tennessee don't matter.
Who else? Texas A&M. Who else?
They don't matter.
Auburn.
It's only a handful of schools competing. Yeah. So I don't think you should have that many dominant schools in a conference.
Right.
So
the SEC is the NFL in college football, pretty much, dude.
The SEC is the NFL of college football. And then with NIL, it's going to get worse because if you don't have money, well, then forget it.
Can't go nowhere. You're right.
You can't go nowhere. Yeah, kids are coming for money. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think that's going to hurt NFL talent? Because, guys, if I can get the bag in college, I ain't really necessarily worried about the pros.
I think that and transfer portal will hurt NFL talent. The reason why I say that, because like you said, first thing with the transfer portal, guys don't want to sit there and fight for a position. And they go to a school and find out they're not going to start, man, cool. I'm going to transfer to this school just so I can play. Instead, you sitting there grinding your ass off and try to beat that guy for the job. You want to go somewhere where it's already, hey, I'm going to be the starter here. I really got to put in much hard work. Money-wise, now, I don't think the NIL will hurt. I think these guys will learn how to be more financially literate and don't screw their money off once they get to the NFL. It starts in college. So I think financially it will help them out. But check this out. I think the best talent will stay in college longer now because why a lot of guys leave school for?
Money.
For money, right?
Right.
So they don't have to leave the school now. They're already making money so they can stay longer. And I think it made the product in college football a little bit better. But the only thing I hate about college football is that damn transfer portal. That's it.
I think they got to regulate first off, transfer portal. I don't think you should be able to transfer every year.
I think you should do at least 2 years. At least 2 years.
2 years. And the school's got to make a commitment too. You can't just dump a guy. If the kids can jump every year, if the kids can't just jump, the schools can't just dump them.
But check this out. You know what the argument is, right?
What's
the
that?
argument is saying the coaches do it. So why the players can't do it? Because check this out. If this coach don't have a good season and they get a better offer at another school, they'll leave after that first year.
Right.
You know, what's his name? He coached Ole Miss now. Lane, what's Lane last name? Lane. He do it every time.
I think you're gonna have to make the coaches held accountable.
Yeah, the coaches. If you make the coaches held accountable, you can do it for the players. But the players gonna say, "Well, coach do the same thing. Why I can't do it?"
But as a player, I think you're taking a risk with the portal because number one, you may not be. You don't know who's coming.
You got to be a top dog to get in that portal.
Right. So you might think, "Oh, I'm gonna leave here, go somewhere else," and then somebody else, top dog, thought the same thing as you.
Right.
Let's say you play corner. There's only 2 of y'all.
Right.
So, and then you only got so much time to get in. Right. And if you want to be a first rounder, you got to play.
Right.
And then what happens if you get hurt? That's really big time. That's bad for you. If I get hurt, who's go? You're lost cause. Coaches don't, because they got somebody coming in every year. We're not sitting around for no hurt player that hadn't played.
Right.
But what I've heard and understand it is now they don't care about freshmen. They want upperclassmen that are proven.
I know that's Deion Sanders kind of thing. He he's not even doing recruiting. He's getting people from the portal. He wants guys that's already proven, and I feel like that's a big mistake, man.
Yeah, because
that sounds like you desperate.
That sounds crazy. You know why? Look at that kid from Ohio State. What he did his freshman year.
Right.
Jeremiah, I forget his last name.
Jeremiah Smith.
Shit, look at that. Come on.
Somebody else is going to come out there. A beast, man. Yeah.
A beast out the gate. So you might get you a beast out the gate. And if you do, you get him 3 years.
Right.
He's not leaving Ohio State. He's not going.
Nah, he ain't going nowhere. Nah, trust me.
They're going to take care of
him. He get paid under the table, man.
Right. So everybody, and if I have a good freshman year, why would I leave?
Right.
So you may not get that kid out the portal. So I think you still got to go get freshmen, because if somebody come out as a freshman and they play for a top tier school, they're gonna pay me more money. We just won. I'm not leaving.
Exactly. I agree. No arguments here, bro. No arguments here. I agree with you, man.
You're not leaving a winning. Now, I don't like the kid from Tennessee. He screwed up. He made a big mistake.
Yeah, he a dumbass.
He shouldn't have did that. Yeah. I'm like, bro, first off, you need to measure your talent. You need to know where you are talent-wise.
Somebody lied to him somewhere, bro. Somebody lied to him
bottom half
to make that move.
Yeah. He should have. You had a better chance of staying in SEC, taking down top talent, and then going to the pros, than going to UCLA and going undefeated. You're better off in the SEC going, losing 4 games and beating some top-tier teams, than going somewhere else and whirling through everybody.
That's like Norris Sellers here in South Carolina. He turned out $8 million. His dad was like, dude, you're 20 years old. What do you need $8 million for? But the thing I thought was smart was, you got a talented team in South Carolina. You're a Heisman candidate now. You know what I'm saying? You got a chance to make it to the SEC championship with that talent around South Carolina. Why would you leave that situation?
Why would you leave that situation? And we're not going to cut you an $8 million check up front.
Right.
There's going to have to be some obligations
met
before you get that money. There's I don't know. I have to do my research, but the potential to make $8 million. Then I'm guaranteeing you $8 million.
Right.
That's a big difference.
Right.
So if you lose, let's say if you go 500, you're only going to get $4 million.
That's it. Right.
That's it.
I agree, brother. It's coming from the accountant.
Yeah. So you got to figure it out.
Do you see your comedy as a way to spark change or just give people a break from life?
I see my comedy as an opportunity to spark change. Yeah, definitely give you a break for life. But I think the great comedians always teach you something, leave you with a little something.
Right.
So I try to leave you with working on it. Try to leave you a little perspective. Some people just end the set with a message. So, but I try to spark change. And while you're there, you forget about all your problems. That is my job, to provide happiness and to lift spirits. So while you're there at my show, you should forget all about all your problems.
Right.
Whatever problems you got, you left them at the door when you came to see me. And if you bought a $30 ticket, I'm going to give you $50 worth of value at the show.
There you go. What's the legacy you hope to leave with your comedy?
Man, kind of like Eddie Murphy with Raw and Delirious. You can turn it on right now and still laugh to this day. Right. Something that's timeless. I think you can still go back and watch Pimp Chronicles. Is that good? I think you can still go back and watch Bigger and Blacker. Some comedian stuff just ages very well.
Right.
So
I still watch Sinbad specials, man. It's on Hulu. I still watch that.
I ran into his daughter. She's a comedian.
Who?
His daughter. Sinbad's daughter's a comedian.
Okay. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
How is she? She's pretty good?
Yeah, she's funny. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, she got it.
Okay.
She got it.
She clean comedy too, or?
Huh?
She does clean comedy just like her dad, or?
Maybe. I don't recall her being very vulgar. Right. I know she was real funny.
Yeah, gotcha. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
My younger self, be patient. Be patient, because you only got so much control.
Right.
So, and you might miss an opportunity because you give up too fast. Like podcasting. You got a podcast about a good 50 episodes before you can even say you want to give up.
Bro, who you telling, bro?
You got to do it for a long time. And right. I go live. It's been nights when I go live and I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
But I just got to keep on going. You got to be patient and keep pushing, because this game is a long game. This content game is long. It's tedious, but you see what it can provide for you and your family. It can change your life forever.
Right. You're right about that, bro. Tell us about Cheap Not Broke.
Cheap Not Broke. Cheap Not Broke is my lifestyle brand. Is live life at your price. I go live 3 times a week on YouTube. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. We talk about how to travel cheap, how to budget, how you can anything that you can do to help you save money and help make money. So I try to digest. Being an accountant, a lot of people don't care about finance. It's not. It's not a comfortable subject. So I try to bring some humor and some and just simplify the concepts of money and make it digestible for the people. We laugh, we learn, and we count them dollars.
Word. Tell the people what you got coming up now on the stage. How can they see you? What's your
You can watch my comedy special, Who is Malcolm, on cheapnotbroke.com. So I put out a comedy special back in 2023. You can check that out. You can track me out on all platforms, Cheap Not Broke, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Cheap Not Broke. I go live 3 times a week, so you can always see what I'm talking about. Always dropping tips, giving tips about travel and whatnot. And then my just fan page, just to go be funny, Malcolm Hall on Instagram and Facebook. But yep, that's where you can find everything. And then my stand-up page is Malcolm Hall Stand Up.
all right. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is my guy, Malcolm Hall, comedian. Make sure you check him out on social media and also on his website, Cheap Not Broke. Check out his special. Malcolm, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Peace, brother.
Peace. I got to get you on my show too, man. So we got to talk about
Let's set it up, baby. Let's set it up.
All right, man.
All right, big dog. I'm going to holler.
Peace.